that'll finish my entire She-Ra current collection. If I'm not mistaken, every single Masterverse She-Ra figure that exists, every Princess of Power that is currently on the market, I have, and I have unboxed She-Ra. So this should be the crown jewel of the Princess of Power collection. This is the one you don't want to mess up. You want She-Ra, by the way, absolutely unbelievably fantastic artwork, to be the best thing that it can possibly be of the entire release of this wave of figures. And I will say, I got a couple of things to say about her, but I'm very interested to see how she's going to be. I'm legit interested. I have high hopes here, okay? I really do. I have high hopes. But there are some things that I have to talk about. One of the cross-sell, by the way, on the back, the only thing I don't have and haven't talked about on this channel is Zodak, because I don't have one, and even if I had one, chances are we wouldn't have been to it on the shelf yet, because that shelf over there that has things to open, there's a lot of things still left to open. Let's open her up. She is She-Ra. Minor complaints here. One thing I'm going to give right off the bat, here's another reason I'm an opener. And yeah, I'm not trying to justify one or another. Look, everybody collects the way they collect, but this is another reason that I am an opener. I want to experience the figure. I want to move it around. I want to pick it up. I want to move it. I want to pose it. I want to take shots with it and things like that. But also, inside the packaging, there were specks of like dirt and what looked like chip paints on her face. They're not there. They're not there. They were in the packaging. From inside the packaging, her arms looked more defined, which I actually didn't like. I know we've talked about this before. For me, warrior women need to be built, but she's magical. So the fact that she looks like a bombshell is not something that's disagreeable. Her power stems from magic, not from being super buff. I personally feel like Teela should look bigger than She-Ra. She-Ra is, of course, stronger and more capable of so much more because she's magic and she's been granted literally the power of the universe. But that doesn't need to necessarily change her physique beyond the fact that, if I'm not mistaken, in the original animation, She-Ra was considered to be taller than Adora. Now, little things that I actually like as well, like the boots here, I like the fact that they're flat. Yes, they're raised. We have that effect right there, but they didn't do that because Masterverse figures, they stand up. I love that, okay? I don't know what to tell you. I love that. I love the fact that she stands up when blatantly I know that the original She-Ra character, if we're being as real as we could possibly be, she was on some straight up stiletto heels. Like, them heels were real. But for an action figure, while I want it to be accurate, I also want certain things more than accuracy. I want it to stand up. I want it to stand up. And it does that, and that's perfect for me, okay? Absolutely. I love that this is the original She-Ra outfit. To me, this is how She-Ra looks. Now, I've seen other interpretations of her where it does work. And I can't speak to the newer She-Ra show because I haven't seen it. But in terms of the She-Ra toy, where she wears what looks like a seashell thing, that's okay. This Filmation style She-Ra, this is me right here. I don't think they could have done, I think this is perfect. I think it is the actual perfect costume. This is what I consider classic She-Ra. perfect. As good as it could possibly be. Now, I'm not saying that other She-Ra don't look fantastic. Some of them very much do look what they're trying to pull off. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the other She-Ra. In fact, they gave us a cape to somewhat mimic the new She-Ra, and that's kind of cool. Look, everybody, I don't have a problem with people getting what they want. So if you put this on and this on, you can kind of create the illusion that you're playing off the newer She-Ra, but more of an adult She-Ra because of the body and the stance and everything like that. And you could get away with that, and you'd have no problem getting away with that. That'd be fine. But for me, that's She-Ra right there. We have the sword. I love that jewel in the sword there. I actually do. I love that jewel a lot. And I've always had a theory as to what that jewel is. My own personal headcanon. I think that jewel right there, I think it's one of two possibilities, and I think it makes a lot of sense what I'm saying here, because she also can turn it into the shield, and she can turn it into things like whips and all kinds of other stuff like that. I think that jewel is a small piece of the same kind of thing that we see with like the Star Seed or whatever, and I think it can change. I think it can alter. I think that basically what it did is they took a small piece of this ancient wizards or whatever. This is my headcanon. I think that it would make a lot of sense if the story said that this was a small piece of the Star Seed years ago that was removed, and while the normal sword, the power sword, is a conduit that pulls its energy from Castle Grayskull, this carries it directly with it because it's actually a small part of the Star Seed. And what they did was they touched it to the Sword of Power, creating a replica blade. And it's basically got all the power. It basically does the exact same thing as the original Sword of Power, but the original Sword of Power was only one crafted. And I know there's another story to this. I'm just saying that my personal headcanon, that's the way I see it. It would explain the gem, it would explain the difference, and it would allow that because it holds different power than the sword itself, the jewel acted as a copy. So when it was touched to the sword, it copied the energy of the sword, and that's how I would see that. That's how I've always kind of viewed it. She got a punching hand and another gripping hand, and like I said, she got the cape and the other head. And look, I really do like this. I have one problem. I got a small chip in my leg. It's very small. I notice it. Most people, once I put it on the shelf, I'm sure won't. I love these symbols on the boots. And there's also these symbols on the gauntlets. I like those like a lot. Like I really do. I love that etch effect right there. She has plenty of movement. I would argue, and this is mild, okay, it's not a big deal. It does go back to body preference in terms of like how I see her. And I'm going to have to call it out. Okay, look, I'm just going to say it. I think these are a bit small. I personally think, from watching the animations and everything, and maybe I'm misremembering, but I really don't think I am. I think she needed a little more in the chest area. I do actually think she's bigger chested than what we see, but that is nowhere near a deal breaker. They gave her the legs, them as legs right there, which works very well with the skirt and everything, and she'll be able to do that kick that she was famous for. I like that she doesn't have super definition in the arms, because I don't think that she should. I think the hair is absolutely fabulous. I think that works very, very well. I will say, though, I mean, right, you get what I'm saying? It's the same hair, reusing the same hair. Maybe we shouldn't have done that, because She-Ra really kind of deserves to have her own long flowing locks that are different than other characters, but sticking to the original Filmation concept. I would also say that maybe it makes perfect sense that she has the same hair, because they loved to reuse assets in the original Filmation, so it's not really a deal breaker. It is a solid face. I like it. I actually do. I think that, especially like looking from like right here at this angle, I could kind of see, I could see She-Ra from the side like that. She's got her mouth kind of open in what looks like a mild smile type of thing, which I'm not 100% sure that I'm sold on that. But overall, especially like when I take her back and when I kind of look at her and I see the eyebrows and whatnot, maybe had this one been a little sharper, but I think she's kind of making a face. You could have had mild difference in the face here, but I think it's passable. I think it works. Could be better, but I really think it works. These shields, I'm not about to even attempt that. First off, she doesn't have a sword and a shield. The original She-Ra, by Filmation design, carries the sword and can turn it into a shield, so I don't have to deal with the shield ever. I don't have to worry about putting it on her. One problem. That's the best that I can get. It is what it is, but like, you can't, because she didn't get the same treatment as a lot of the He-Mans are getting now. He-Men? Whatever. Her wrist does this. It doesn't do this. So, she has the sword, which is fantastic, and it does look really good, and she actually looks really good, and I don't think I'll have too much trouble getting her into any kind of action pose or something like that. I think that I'll be able to handle it. In fact, I think I'm already getting one kind of now. Come on, get an action pose in real time. Put the sword out, move the head. The head has a little bit of trouble turning. But I think that I kind of got something going on like right here. Just playing around. Not bad. In terms of standing, I'd have to mess with her a little bit. No, I kind of got it. Not bad. Not terrible. In fact, I've honestly done worse with more time. so you know. But yeah, overall, this is really solid. I think it works. I think it's good. I guess I need to see the other look. Even if I'm never going to use it, I need to see it. I want to see it. I'm not about to buy another one of these. But like, if they're going to give it to me, I need to see it. So, I'm going to put this new age armor on her. I'm going to put the new... Oh my. There. Not bad. This is more akin to the New Age She-Ra. And it kind of sells. It's not perfect, but it gives just enough, like it's the much longer cape, which is a cool aspect to the character. I don't mind the longer cape, in all honesty. And at the same time, like the armor tries to push all the way down and tries to kind of lock around here, but it doesn't go down enough to stop the cleavage effect. Maybe they should have looked at that a little more. It should have went down just the littlest bit more and they would have nailed that. But it has the heart and everything like that. And for what it's worth, it is kind of cool. And look, if you can get me to like the mask, that's a pretty tough thing too, because I don't like the mask. I'm not a fan of the mask when it comes to She-Ra. I have not been. I am not a fan of the mask. I'd rather straight up cover the mask up. But in terms of this, it does fit more of a warrior aesthetic. I actually kind of like the mask. I think it's kind of cool. But for my money, I'm going to put that cape back on her. Put the head that I like back on her. And there she is. There is She-Ra. And you know what? I don't know if it was just opening her that really sold it just now. But in all honesty, selling her, opening it has made me... Because I already kind of liked it. But opening it up, boy, that sold me on it. She's a good piece. She's a good piece. She is solid. Only complaint that I have right now after messing with her for a while. I kind of like the cape. I think it works. Everything seems well and laid out. I'm not mad about nothing. Like I said, I think her bust size should have been a little bit bigger. I'm really not stressed about it. But if I'm pointing out things that I don't think were great, that's one of the things that I think body-wise should have been changed. Her hand should have been able to do the pose thing like I like. And I guess that's really it. I don't think I have other complaints, in all honesty. I think she's done very well. I'm impressed. I think she's very solid. I don't have a whole lot of reason to complain, as I said. I guess at this point, the only thing I can really say is that we're not going to get into a whole thing here, okay? But she needs to show up in the next He-Man thing. I don't care if it's Revolution Part 2, like the same thing they did, where we got the 5 episodes of Revelation, then we got 5 more episodes of Revelation. If that's what they want to do, that's fine. She-Ra needs to show up in the next He-Man Netflix. If we get a next, boy, I hope we get a next. I personally loved Revelation. I personally love Revolution. I think what they're currently doing with He-Man is solid. I love the Kevin Smith Masters of the Universe, and I don't care who doesn't. Because you don't need to like the things that I need. You don't need to like the things that I like, and I honestly don't need to like the things that you like. I'm just here to tell you how I feel about the fandom that I get into and why I would add these items to my shelf. And when I do that, sometimes that pivots me into certain conversations, and especially when we're talking Motu, one of the things we'll often talk about is the fact that I love Revelation and I love Revolution. And if we get a Revolution Part 2, another 5 episodes, I need it. I need it, okay? It's not like a maybe. It's not kind of. I need She-Ra to be in that show. I need to see a modern She-Ra. Like a modern She-Ra built at least mainly on the foundation of the original. Like when we got He-Man in Revolution and Revelation, he was built off the original concept. They took some inspiration from 2000X. I prefer Adam to be a small dude. I'm serious about that. I prefer Adam to be like a small dude that then turns into He-Man and no one would ever know. Not just he took his shirt off. Oh my God. Who's this guy? Like, because you want to talk about Superman, which by the way, an entire episode is actually on this channel, me talking about why the glasses make sense. But for Adam, he took his shirt off. Nobody knows. No way. No way ever. Like, he has the worst disguise. I don't know how nobody knew, okay? But like, I don't know. I need to see this original costume in modern animation, and then what they want to do from that point forward, I guess, is what they want to do, because He-Man's already got multiple redesigns and whatnot moving forward. You know what would be cool? You know what would be cool that we never got? It would be cool if this, because look, we're doing like New Eternia stuff and whatnot. We're doing like a lot of really cool stuff. I would like to see them jump in and play around with the She-Ra figure a little bit, because like, let's be honest about something. He-Man has all these variants. Snake Armor He-Man, Battle Armor He-Man, Thunder Punch He-Man. It's not that I don't get it. He's the star, but like, where's a Battle Armor She-Ra? Wouldn't that be cool? Where's a New Adventures-esque She-Ra design? Like, wouldn't that be neat? I just want more toys. Let's be honest about the situation at hand. I haven't even bought all the Masterverse I want, and I'm already asking them to make me more Masterverse. I'm about ridiculous if you want the truth of it. I'm gonna get out of here, guys. I have added She-Ra to the shelf, and I actually really like her. I think she's a standout of the entire Masterverse line, and I know I am not kidding. I think one of her only real flaws is the wrist. That would have made her, if she could have put this sword all the way up, almost every other complaint I would have had, no matter how minor, would have been gone. And if they re-release a figure like this with Swiftwind, if we get this, Swiftwind and She-Ra, ooh, give me another She-Ra. Give her an updated hand, okay? Yeah, you know what? You don't even have to change that much. Give me a She-Ra. Give me the horse. Give me an updated, newer face. A little bit of a different face, right? Because I don't dislike this one. I'm just saying that in Masterverse we always do that. Every time we get something new, it does feel new. It doesn't feel like an egregious full reuse or repaint. So you know what? I know I'm just saying things here, so don't take it the wrong way, but I personally believe they need to increase the bust size a little bit, give me a new face, fix the hand, maybe do a little bit different with them. You know what? I don't know that I can complain about the rest of it, though. She's almost perfect. Fix minor things and give me Swiftwind, and it'll be an absolute star on the shelf. I'm gonna get out of here.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.